Okay, welcome to Jump Math. This is grade 6, book 2, page 84. Today we're looking at word problems with multiplication equations. So in the top they have a little example for us. It says smaller part and larger part. So I'm just going to make sure I got a pen here. So in this case, if the smaller part is that and this is the larger part is 3 times the size of the smaller part. The scale factor is 3, so it's 3 times larger. You can write an equation to find one part from the other. The larger part is going to be the scale factor times the smaller part, so 3 times whatever the smaller part is. So let's look at question 1. A high-rise is 7 times as tall as a house. So it says underline the smaller thing or quantity. And in this one we're seeing it 7 times, so you'd go 7 times house equals high-rise. Okay? There are 4 times as many cats as dogs. So in this case the smaller one is dogs and the cats is 4 times as many. E, a kitten is 4 times as big as a mouse. So mouse is the smaller quantity, kitten is the larger one. Okay, so do B, D, and F, and let's move on. In question 2, it says write an equation to find the answer. Use X for the unknown amount. So let's look at A. They've done that one for us. Jen has 6 times as many stamps as Dan. Jen has 24 stamps. How many stamps does Dan have? So the number of Jen's stamps is biggest, right? So because she has 6 times as many as Dan. So the larger part is going to be the number of Jen's stamps, and the smaller part is going to be the number of Dan's stamps times 6, right? So here's the equation right here. 24 equals 6 times x. So how many does it make sense that Dan has? What times 6 is 24? Well, we know 6 times 4 is 24, so we could say that Dan's stamps then are going to be 4. Okay, try those ones out. Make sure you write in the details and try to figure out the equation for B. So for question 3, it does say to go to a notebook or a notepad. Write and solve an equation for the problem. So I'm going to go and take a little snip of A so that I can try this out with you. All right, so it's not letting me expand that. It says write and solve an equation for the problem. Carl planted 8 times as many tomato plants as rose bushes. He planted 32 rose bushes. How many tomato plants did Carl plant? Well, which one is the bigger value? Is it tomato plants or rose bushes? It says 8 times as many tomato plants. So tomato plants is the larger one and rose bushes is the smaller one. So I'm going to use T for tomato plants and R for rose bushes. So if I go 8 times 8 times the rose plants, because it's 8 times as many for tomato plants. That's the equation that I want to use. What information do we know? We know that there was 32 rose bushes planted. So we're going to go 8 times 32 to find out the number of tomato plants. Okay? So in this case, 8 times 32. 8 times 30 is 240. 8 times 2 is 16. So 8 times 32 is 256. Okay. So to answer the question, we'd write a sentence like this. Carl planted 256 tomato plants. Let's move on. So top of page 85, it says the total number of things equals the number of sets times the number in each set. So we're going to use this in the table below. It says fill in the table, use X for the unknown. So if there's 40 pictures and 8 pictures on each page, then there's 40 things. There's 8 on each set. we don't know how many sets. So 40 equals 8 times x, or 8x. In that case, if you solve that, x would be 5. Let's look at the next question. 30 people and 5 vans. So we know the total number of things, 30, and we know the number of sets, which is 5, and how many people in each van is what we don't know. So here we have 30 equals 5x. And you could solve for x after that. See if you can fill in the rest of that chart. Question 5 asks you to solve each equation in question 4, so you can just solve for the x or the missing value. Question 6 says write and solve an equation for the problem. I'm going to snip one of these out and try it with you. How about E? Let's do E. So it says Ben is twice as old as Ella, and Ben is 12 years old. How old is Ella? So we know that Ben equals 2 Ella, 2 times Ella, as far as age is concerned, because he's twice as old as Ella. We also know that Ben is 12, so we can put in the 12 for the B equals 2E, or 2 Ella's ages, and so dividing both sides by 2, you'll know that half of 12 is 6. So in this case, we would finish with a sentence that says Ella is 6 years old. Okay, let's move on. For question 7, again, it's solve the problem by writing an equation. So let's take a look at A. This one says Jane has 7 stickers. Mark has 5 times as many stickers as Jane. How many stickers do they have all together? Well, this has a few things we need to work on. So first of all, Mark's stickers are going to be 7 times, or sorry, I need to fix that, 5 times Jane's stickers. Well, what do we know? We know Jane has 7 stickers, so Mark is going to have 5 times 7. So Mark has 35 stickers. How many stickers do they have all together? Well, in the end, we're going to have to say Mark stickers plus Jane stickers equals the all together. Okay, I'm going to give an A for all together. So Mark's we found out was 35, and Jane's we found out, or we were told, was 7. So all together they have 42 stickers. And again, you would write a sentence for that. So you'd write something like this: they have 42 stickers. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks.